Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code DTC B1173 refers to the gauge control module lost communication with the TPMS control unit, specifically in 2008 to 2011 models of the Honda Civic sold in the USA. The tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, is crucial as it alerts the driver to underinflated tires, enhancing safety and reliability. When there's a communication loss between the gauge control module, which displays the tire pressure, and the TPMS control unit, the system that monitors the tire pressure, issues arise, leading to DTC B1173 being flagged. The gauge control module is located behind the instrument panel, whereas the TPMS control unit is often found beneath the vehicle near the spare tire compartment. Addressing this issue is vital for maintaining proper vehicle performance and safety, particularly in terms of tire maintenance. DTC B1173 is indicative of a communication failure between the gauge control module and the TPMS control unit. The role of the gauge control module is to process information about tire pressures and relay it to the driver through visual displays. The TPMS control unit monitors the tire pressure sensors located in each tire. A break in communication inhibits the dash instrument's ability to display accurate tire pressure readings, which can directly impact driver decisions regarding tire safety. This failure might stem from faulty connections or damages within the circuit. Therefore, identifying the affected component's exact locations becomes crucial, as the gauge control module is situated behind the speedometer cluster, while the TPMS control unit is generally positioned near the spare tire area in the trunk. Several underlying causes could trigger DTC B1173. A predominant reason includes a faulty increase in electrical resistance along the communication lines between the gauge control module and the TPMS control unit. Poor connections can result from wear and tear, corrosion, or improper installation, leading to signal loss. Additionally, the TPMS control unit itself could be malfunctioning, failing to communicate with the rest of the vehicle's systems. It's also important to consider that other DTCs may present concurrently, indicating additional issues such as a defective sensor. Keeping these factors in mind during troubleshooting is essential for accurately diagnosing the problem. When DTC B1173 is present, several symptoms may become apparent to the driver. One of the most noticeable signals is the illumination of the TPMS warning light on the dashboard, which typically indicates a tire pressure issue or system failure. Additionally, the gauge indicating tire pressure may display inconsistent or inaccurate readings, leading to safety concerns as drivers rely on this information for maintaining proper tire health. Communication errors can manifest in various ways, including the gauge control module unable to relay pressure data effectively. Awareness of these symptoms is vital for timely diagnostics and system repairs to ensure proper vehicle functionality. The first troubleshooting step involves using the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS, to clear any existing DTCs stored in the vehicle's computer. This reset is crucial as it provides a clean slate to work from, alleviating any temporary fault codes. Once the DTCs are cleared, the next step is to turn the ignition switch to the lock position. Afterward, switch it back to the on position. This action allows the system to undergo a self-test while resetting any electronic systems. Waiting at least 6 seconds between these actions ensures that the vehicle's systems adequately respond to the reset. After this process, you will check for DTCs once again using the HDS, looking specifically for DTC B1173. If it appears again, further diagnostics are warranted. After clearing the DTCs, you need to turn the ignition switch to the lock position. signaling the end of the current diagnostic session. This step essentially shuts down the vehicle's electronics momentarily, allowing systems to rest and recalibrate. It is recommended to observe this procedure for the sake of system integrity. Following this, you will again switch the ignition back to the on position and wait for 6 seconds for any electronic systems to initialize properly. Checking the DTCs with HDS again is crucial to track whether DTC B1173 reappears. If the DTC is not indicated, you may be facing an intermittent failure or a temporary connection issue, which may suggest that the system is functioning properly at that moment. In this step, the focus shifts to the tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, specifically. Using the HDS, check for any additional DTCs related to the TPMS. Identifying these codes is crucial as they can give deeper insights into the system's health and functionality. Should any DTCs be found, it's essential to address them, as they may point directly to potential issues with tire pressure sensors or the TPMS control unit itself. If no other DTCs are indicated alongside B1173, you will proceed to the next troubleshooting step, which focuses on the physical connections and integrity of the wiring harness between the gauge control module and TPMS control unit. The absence of additional codes may suggest a localized communication breakdown rather than a wider system failure. This step begins with turning the ignition switch back to the lock position to prepare for manual inspection and disconnection of components. It's crucial to ensure that the electrical systems are de-energized to prevent shorts or accidental electric shocks while conducting repairs. You will then disconnect the gauge control module's 36P connector. This connector feeds communication from the TPMS to the gauge cluster, and any issues here could lead to DTC B1173. After this disconnection, you must also disconnect the TPMS control unit's 20P connector. Properly documenting each step during this disconnection process is essential to ensure correct reconnections later. This manual engagement allows for physical inspections and continuity checks to ensure effective diagnostics. In this critical step, you'll check for continuity between the specified terminals of both the gauge control modules and TPMS control units connectors. Specifically, you will test connections between terminal number 1 and terminal number 19 of the gauge control module's 36-pin connector to terminal number 2 and terminal number 11 of the TPMS control unit's 20-pin connector. A successful continuity check will confirm that signals can appropriately flow between the two units, suggesting that the communication lines are intact. If continuity is present, this indicates the likelihood of a fault within the TPMS control unit itself. Hence, it's recommended to substitute it with a known good unit. If no continuity is discovered, it signifies an open circuit, requiring you'd need to examine the wiring closely for any faults or physical damage. If you find continuity present during the previous check, the next logical step is substituting the suspect TPMS control unit with a known good unit. This substitution serves as a method of elimination to determine if the problem lies within the TPMS control unit itself, or if the DTC B1173 persists due to another issue. After installing the replacement unit, you'll need to perform a diagnostic check again with the HDS to see if the DTC clears. If it does, you have successfully identified the faulty component, which will need replacing to restore full function. However, if the DTC B1173 remains, this is indicative of a potential fault within the gauge control module, necessitating its replacement. Always document findings properly for future reference. After performing repairs and replacements, the final verification step is crucial in confirming that the system operates as intended. You should clear any remaining DTCs using the HDS to reset the system. After clearing the codes, power up the vehicle and allow it to run through its diagnostics, paying close attention to whether the TPMS indicator turns off as expected. If it does, this signifies that the repairs were successful and the system is correctly communicating. It is also important to verify tire pressures during this check to ensure that the TPMS control unit can accurately relay real-time data. Adequate final checks are paramount to guaranteeing the reliability of the repairs and the safety of the vehicle. Preventive maintenance plays a critical role in avoiding the recurrence of issues like DTC B1173. It is advisable to regularly inspect all connectors, including those associated with the gauge control module and TPMS control unit, for signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. Consistent inspections can often highlight problems before they lead to significant failures. Additionally, keeping a close eye on all wiring is essential for identifying frayed or deteriorating cables that could affect communication. Regularly servicing the TPMS helps in ensuring that tire pressures are monitored accurately, which is a big leap in tire safety. By incorporating these practices into regular vehicle maintenance, the likelihood of encountering DTC B1173 and related problems can be significantly reduced. In summary, DTC B1173 indicates a communication break between the gauge control module and the TPMS control unit. Diagnosing and resolving this issue involves a thorough examination of wiring, connectors, and possibly replacing faulty components. The HDS plays an integral role in initially identifying and clearing codes, which will guide the next steps in troubleshooting. Effective communication restoration is vital for maintaining tire safety and overall vehicle performance. To prevent similar issues in the future, implementing regular maintenance checks will go a long way in ensuring system reliability. Ultimately, being proactive about vehicle care enhances safety and extends the lifespan of critical automotive components. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.